Well, I must say, I was really excited when I found out Moho could do a pixelation feature. The minute I tried it and noticed it kind of looked like retro video game graphics, I just got so inspired to make so many different things. I played around with it a little bit when I did the kind of 3D tutorial, but I didn't want to put it in that video because I felt like I didn't understand it well enough yet. So I played around with it a little bit, made some items with it, made some backgrounds, and then eventually I decided on making characters with it. I tried originally using my kind of taller rig that you see in the intro, but it didn't look quite right when pixelated. In fact, it kind of looked like Purple Man from Five Nights at Freddy's, if you've ever seen kind of those retro kind of styles they do of him whenever you play any minigame with him. But anyways, I made this chibi version of my character because it looks kind of like a Toon Link when you kind of render it in pixel form. I also tried making Sonic the Hedgehog in this. As you can see, this is both HD and pixel. I personally enjoyed working on this. It did take a while to animate, but it was totally worth it in my opinion. I used an official character sheet from Saga to kind of animate him, all those different kind of motions of him. I think the pixel one looks the best, just because he kind of looks funky when running in HD. But I think a lot of things would honestly look better in pixel if you don't put a lot of work in it. The whole point of using pixelation is actually just simple artwork. That way you don't have to do a ton of detail, because pixelated games back then wouldn't have had a ton of detail. Another thing I kind of took a crack at was making currency, like Sonic rings or Mario coins. I used the kind of 3D feature to make them. They don't look the best when big, but when you shrink them down and kind of make them the proper size for when you're getting them collected as a game character, they look pretty good. But honestly, if these were actual retro games, the coins or the currency would just flash. If you've ever played the classic Legend of Zelda series or Mario, the coins in those just kind of blinked. But in Sonic, they did rotate, but that's because he came later when they had 16-bit. I will say, I've had a lot of fun playing with pixelation in Moho, and these last 2 months, I've learned probably a lot more about Moho than I have in a while, just because I kind of started looking into the more obscure things it could do, instead of just focusing on one thing it could do. Because originally when I started using Moho, I just zeroed in on 2D animation. I didn't look into 3D, I didn't look into any of the effects, I didn't look into any of the brushes. I honestly knew nothing that came with it. But recently, I just kind of accidentally started stumbling upon things and thought, what else can this do? So I just started looking into it, and I found so many interesting things. I did know about the smartphone feature, but I honestly haven't been using it much. And with these characters, I actually used it a ton. So I'll probably start using those a lot more in my characters. I know these are very simple, they're not very long, they're like each about 5 seconds, but still, that is pretty remarkable considering I made all this from scratch. You add in the chibi Devin that I kind of made, it took about maybe 2-3 hours to make him, and he is 100% completely reusable in everything. So definitely worth those 3 hours considering I'll probably use him a lot more. I will probably add to him eventually, but right now he's good for just basic animations like this. The only real attack animation he has is just a simple punch, but I'll probably give him a weapon in the future. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do yet. I thought about like an animator stylist, and he shoots out, I don't know what, maybe lightning, because that's kind of what I've themed this channel around a little bit with my logo, but yeah, I'll think of something for him for the future. I did enjoy kind of learning how to make the coins, the rings. But anyways, yeah, this was super fun, and I highly recommend you give the pixelation feature in Moho a try. I'm also working on a lip sync tutorial for anyone who's interested in that, but I don't know when it will be done. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to know when I upload my next video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell.